In the shot, ho.
Why can't you move your computer, ho?
Pre-show. Hi, how are ya?
I don't know if I have any pre-show content.
Bachelor in Paradise?
Oh, sure. Mari, you look bad. You looked real
bad.
dumb.
And that's saying something because your beef was with Demi.
Yeah. So the
Tragic.
fact that you came out of that looking like the worst of the two, that's
so
really
tragic
saying
for
something.
you. Yeah.
I don't really think any of these men besides grocery store Joe are that cute.
I don't find Joe and
I know,
Serena's
yeah.
storyline cute either.
I don't think that he and Serena are gonna stay together. I don't really sense any connection between them, but also what do I know? And Tajwan, I love you. Just sit there and eat your pasta and you'll be fine. Producers, leave her alone, let her do her thing. I love Tajwan.
Yes, like Abby and Scruffy Man, what's his name? Noah. I wish we had more content with them, but I just feel like they're not problematic enough, and Abigail's never going to be problematic, so I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I think they're very cute, and Abigail is the sweetest girly, and if Noah does anything to her, I'll be upset. Period.
And Becca Kufrin's coming in next week, or is that tonight? Who the fuck knows?
It is tonight. We're missing it. Whatever.
Tragique. Becca, hun, you didn't need to do this. And I know they probably made you do this because you host happy hour, so they were like, you gotta go on there so that we can get the inside tea. You didn't have to. You're not gonna find love there. I'm just calling it right now. Also, Kendall coming in, if that's tonight as well, for some drama with Joe. I feel like their breakup, it was like a real actual issue. Like, she didn't want to move to LA, or she didn't want to move to Chicago, he didn't want to live in LA. Like, what do you kind of do? You're at a standstill there. I feel like there shouldn't be any beef between that.
Right. And now they're like both in paradise. It's just awkward because it's like they broke up because they weren't in proximity. They weren't going to be in proximity, but now they're like back in paradise.
In proximity.
Where they first met. Scurry. This episode is being pre-recorded, so we might be a little bit behind the times. Hopefully nothing catastrophic has happened in the world that we aren't addressing currently. Michaela is going on vacay to Hawaii. And she's going to have her little Lilo moment. And we're very excited for her here. And the kitties and I are going to be hanging. And I am going to be banging in Michaela's bed. So yeah, I'm just so excited for you and for me. And the kitties and I are going to bond even more than we already have.
With their Auntie Katie.
Yes. And Michaela bought me some nice little groceries, and I'm just so grateful.
Got some little snackies and some claws.
Yes.
I went into the liquor store for you.
Thank you.
Because it gives me anxiety.
I appreciate you, and I know it does.
I don't know why. It really makes no sense why it does. I think because it was always like built up to be like, you can't go in here, you can't go in here. So that's just like been instilled in me.
Yeah, I get that.
But
it's my safe place.
Yeah. I like going with another person to like wander a bit. That's when I always buy alcohol, when I have someone else to go with me. But when I have to go in by myself, get a little nerve.
Yeah. All right, well, we're just going to dive right in because we're fresh off the watch and we're ready, right?
We're ready.
Okay.
Well, we're not ready, but we're going to record.
We're as ready as we'll ever be.
For this garbage ride.
Buckle up, because it's going to be a long ride. It's going to be a wild ride. Nobody cares, but we're going to tell you anyways. This is Popcorn Chats. Oh, we're going.
There was no 3, 2, 1. It was just boom.
Okay. It's definitely your turn to intro again. You have to intro another tragic. Oh, wait.
Shit.
It's my turn, because you did cadet. Hello? Wait.
Well, so it was... Okay, because I did...
You did Tragic Joey. I did Nine Perfect Strangers.
Strangers.
You did Cadet.
So now it's your turn.
Trash.
So you get to do the tragic.
Trash. All right. Hey, girlies. What's up? It's Katie and McKay. Just kidding. That is not our intro at all.
I was going to say, what are you doing?
I don't know.
You're just like kind of spitballing here, and that's just like not our flow.
Yeah. I don't know what that was. Sorry. I was possessed for a second. What's up, girlies? Welcome back to Popcorn Chats. I'm Katie.
And I'm McKay.
And... Do we really have to do this?
Truly, where do we start? We can't even get through the check-in. We're already just losing it.
We watched the worst film of all time. We thought that Kissing Booth 3 was a 13th reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we thought we scraped the bottom of the barrel for garbage cinema.
Yeah.
And little did we know that we had lower to go.
Little did we fucking know. I would much rather watch Kissing Booth 3 than ever watch this again. And I never thought I would utter those words. I'm pretty sure in our Kissing Booth 3 episode, I was like, there will never be a movie worse than this one. Or like, I would rather be like war criminaled.
2 weeks later,
yeah,
we're here. We watched She's All That. Or no.
He's All That.
He's All That. The remake.
This is the remix
of She's All That, starring Addison Rae. And I mean, everybody knows this is garbage. And we're just here to hate. And we're here to purge our hateful energy.
Because today was supposed to be just a roast episode. Yeah. And then Katie was like, we should watch He's All That. And I said, Katie, we should not do that. And she was like, we should. And we did.
It's always my fault.
Well, because you also picked Radio Rebel. I'm just saying.
Anyways, we're covering it because we know that a lot of girlies are watching it right now and just hating on it. And we would like to join in on that party because if anybody can roast tragic things, I think it's us. And I'm just excited. Mm-hmm. I'm very ready for this energy. We will be having an Addison Rae protest. We rise at dawn, girlies. We will be taken to the streets. Bring your flamethrowers, your signs. Similar to the insurrection that happened at the Capitol, we will be going to Addison Rae's home and we will be protesting outside the gates.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to waste my time doing all of that. However, I will trash the shit out of this movie on this podcast episode.
Okay, that's good enough. That's fine with me. This is our form of protest against this rotted nasty-wasty, garbage rat film.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Addison. You probably got a fat paycheck for this, so I respect that. I'm happy for you. I hope that you got a lot of money, and I'm glad that you're scamming all the kids to get more money for this. However, you can't possibly take this seriously. You are a garbage actor, and I mean that offensively. Katie and I have often talked about our disdain for Joey King on this pod. I think Joey King could win 5 Oscars before you even make one good movie. All the shade, all the tea, it's trash.
Yeah.
Some people aren't good at everything. You know, there are people like Zendaya who can do it all. They can model, they can sing, they can dance, and they can act. And you look at those people and you're like, wow, they really have it all. Mm-hmm. Addison Rae is not an example of one of those people.
No, but then it's like, it makes it even worse when they try to force it. Like, they force some people having it all. It's
like Disney used to do with people, of being like, everyone gets a music career.
Yeah, and it's just like, honey, that's not how it works. You can't force things like this. So, yeah, we're here. We're sad about having to watch this film, and we'll see how this episode goes, but first and foremost, our lovely Miss Check-In.
I totally forgot about our check-in. I just got so blinded by this movie. I'm fine. I have nothing. I say I'm fine, as I told Katie multiple times throughout watching this movie. I'm like, I want to kill myself. And I'm like, I'm fine.
I told my boss I wanted to kill myself today.
And here's the thing, it's like, they all think we're joking. I think I may or may not have some sort of infection in my earlobe.
It's a boil.
I don't know what the fuck that is, but pop off. So I think I'm going to have to go to urgent care tomorrow maybe, because I'm literally flying on a plane in a few days and I don't want to have any issues with that. Lovely person that watches my YouTube channel sent me a whole bunch of books, like a big ass box full of books. So that really boosted my spirits and makes me very happy, and I literally cannot wait to read them all. That's me. That's all that's new. And yeah, Katie?
Sorry. I know you. I feel your hate.
Who's that? That's not even one that I know.
I'm sorry. God, I'm the worst. Okay. I'm very happy for you receiving fan mail, and also everybody, LYLAS MICHAE'S, she is now monetized on YouTube.
Ayo! I got that approval, got that turned on all my videos now.
Hell yeah, so go watch Oh Hey It's MICHAE, linked in the description of this episode, always. Duh. I'm good. I don't know, work is just stupid, and I literally asked I asked a girlie to take my shift on this coming Saturday, which is now going to be in past tense when you guys are listening to this, but whatever. And she said she would, and we confirmed it with my manager, so that was all set in stone. And then I looked on my schedule today, and it still said that I was working on Saturday. And so I went and talked to my manager. I was like, hey, is this girlie still taking my shift? And she was like, no. And she said no, and she was like, she was supposed to message you. She literally didn't. Basically, you're rude as hell if you're listening to this for saying that you would take my shift and then just like backing out and not messaging me about it, because then I literally wouldn't have showed up and they would have called me. Thank God I like asked and made sure. But yeah, so work was just annoying, and I told my boss that was the 13th reason, and she didn't know what that meant. But then I was like, it means that I was like, have you ever seen the show 13 Reasons Why? And then she got concerned about me.
Aren't we all?
And then this lady was not disciplining her fucking bitch ass child at my place of work. Her child was screaming its head off. And I kid you not, girlies, like I was so close to going up to her and being like, excuse me, I'm so sorry to bother you, but your child is making me want to fucking kill myself. If you could please just tell it to stop or remove it from the premises, because this is what the parents do nowadays. And I'm not trying to tell parents how to do their job, honey. I know that I would not be a good mother. Mm-hmm. But the kid's wailing. Mom's like, Jeremy, no. Mm-hmm. If that were me, my mom would be dragging my ass to the car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drop all the clothes. We're done for the day. No dinner. It's over, babe.
Yeah.
It's over.
I'd be in trouble.
These parents are just out here like, no. What are you doing, hun? I know I don't really have any room to say, but I know that that's incorrect.
Yeah. Well, I'm just like, you do realize that your child's like, the world's gonna implode. Like, before your child's even like an adult. So if you fuck them up a bit, it's kind of like,
no harm done.
Are we problematic?
But I mean, I'm here working for $12.75 an hour, babe, and I gotta hear your kid wailing on top of all that while the earth is gonna implode. So like, none of this shit fucking matters. I'm already considering leaving and going to live in a van. Yeah. And you're pushing me over the fucking edge. Mm-hmm. Quite literally, of a cliff, of a coals.
Yeah.
Anyways.
How do we even transition out of that?
I don't know. I will be cutting a lot of that out because we have dark humor, but it really doesn't translate. And it's getting problematic because it's slipping into my everyday life and conversations.
Yeah.
And people are like, that's not funny, babe.
And I'm like, but Katie laughs at it.
And that's all we need is each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyways, speaking of things that make us want to die, Addison Rae, welcome to your tape.
Honestly, oh my god, I'm gonna make a grilled pizza sandwich for dinner when you leave. Sorry, I just decided.
And that's a reason to live, babe.
I've just been thinking about, like, what am I going to have for dinner? Because I don't really have much for food. I'm kind of scraping the barrel. And then I realized, like, oh my god, I'm going to make a grilled pizza sandwich.
I have no weed.
Oh no.
Isn't that so tragic?
Yeah. Especially for you.
I mean, I think we did it. I think this episode's done.
Let me pull up my few notes that I have. My first one... As you may or may not know, I read a lot of romance novels, so I feel like I know about quite a few kinks. However, is poop kink a thing? Because why are they throwing shit at each other and enjoying it?
I forgot about that, and it's really upsetting that you brought it up. That's horrid. That's rotted. That's not funny. We have a very dark sense of humor. I think we have a very, like, low standard for humor.
Yeah.
Poop humor is never funny.
No.
Who wrote this
Okay, I had a lot of questions for the writer, because then also whoever the writer is that had the younger sister call her brother hot is definitely not a woman that has a brother, because I have a brother.
I don't think it was a woman that wrote this.
Well, I'm like, so even if it was a dude, I'm like, do you really think that sounds like where's the logic? I just feel like if you're a girl and you have a brother, or if you're a dude and you have a sister, you would never write that dialogue there, because you know that that's just fucking weird.
Yeah.
So it's either written by an only child,
which would
someone
make
from
sense.
Alabama.
I don't know what to say about that, but yeah, this whole thing is just garbage. Like, I don't know what else to say about it, bitch. And we all know. The Katy Perry moment was cute when he got up there to sing. I will say
that was kind of cute.
He has redeemable moments, and we were saying that if he was given better material and a better opposite lead, he has potential, and I could see him having a career after this. Also, the sister.
Yeah, their moment.
Yeah, and she was serving with the tears, babe. She had legit tears.
Yeah.
And was delivering a performance of a real girl mourning the loss of her mother and just wanting the best for her brother and her family. Serve. I could see her having a career after this. She was doing a little dance. Maybe she's like on the TikTok. I don't really know her backstory. Good for you, girly. And then, sir, leading man, I could see having a serious acting career if he just refines a couple things.
I agree. And the thing that bothered me about the premise of this movie is trying to pretend that man is not hot.
You can't throw a beanie on somebody and be like, he was a skater boy. She said, see you later, boy.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. We can see through that. Like, he has a face still.
His
face is hot.
It is not comparable because nothing is as tragic as Joey's wig.
Yeah.
But why is it always the tragic wig in this these types of films?
No.
Why are we always putting a tragic ass wig on somebody? You could make a movie without doing that.
Yeah.
But it really is just offensive. Like, we've talked about before on the podcast, you can't just slap a pair of glasses on a beautiful woman and be like, she's a nerd and nobody likes her and she has no friends and she's super awkward. We're smarter than that as a human race. I'm so sorry.
Yep. So that, like, just the whole premise leading in with that, I'm like, this, it's not believable.
It's
and then
rude.
Addison Rae, I feel like I kind of can be a little monotone when I talk, specifically on here. And I have, like, she is leaps and bounds way more monotone than any other actor, like, that I can think. Like, she doesn't have any expressiveness in her voice. And even on her face, like, she's just bad. And Madison Pettis, what are you doing? Honey, how the mighty have fallen. How could you go from the game plan, Oscar worthy, to this?
Yeah, I'm very sad for her and the way that her, like, acting has fizzled out. I don't know if, again, it's just, like, the material or just the overall vibe of this movie. No one was, like, challenging each other because they literally had to play off of Addison Rae, who's not an actress. So, like, everybody else was probably kind of just like, oh, we can just show up and talk and pretend like
have an easy ass day at work.
Right, and make a dollar because it's a Netflix movie.
And I mean, they're getting exactly what they want out of it. People are watching it. And all the ad placements in there, like, that's getting their time to shine.
Yeah, and we're just fools. We are just part of the game and the scheme. We realize that. We know that we're just adding fuel to the fire that is already in a dumpster, burning down the entire world. But it's already happening, so, like, we might as well just join in.
Exactly.
But we didn't have to put ourselves through that. And I think from now on, we should focus more on self-love. And I personally struggle with, like, how do I find validation in myself? How do I, like, show my self-love instead of, like, depending on that from other people? And, like, that one time when I threw out that bag of hot Cheetos and I was like, I'm doing this for me. I think in the future, we could be like, we could do that for the pod, but what about us?
Yeah.
As people, as individuals who could maybe have a better time not doing that.
I agree. Katie and I literally split this movie up over 2 nights. Because we knew we couldn't do it all in one.
And I've been heavily drinking both nights, so...
Can we talk about the dance battle?
Yeah, what was that?
I'd like to know. I'd really like to know the purpose.
Was it a tradition?
That's the thing.
That's what the principal said.
But they didn't, like, reference it being like, we gotta maybe they did, and Katie and I were not paying close enough attention because fun fact, we weren't. But there was never any buildup of being like, we have to beat her in the dance competition. Like, there was no talk about that.
They
It was
weren't
all
practicing.
Yeah, it was all about prom king and queen.
Did you guys go to a school where you had to run, like, campaign for prom king and queen? Because everything that, like, takes place in high school, like, I remember in Glee, they would, like, run and campaign for prom king and queen. That didn't happen at our school. You didn't, like, have a campaign with posters and stuff.
No, but I think it makes for, like, a better plot.
I get that.
Than
Okay.
just, like, someone getting their name written down.
I see. All right.
But I don't, unless if that's just something in other states. I don't know, not in ours.
But going back to the dance battle, yeah, who won? Who, like, was that serving? What was the purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Other than, like, oh, she's a TikTok dancer, so there has to be dancing. Other things to address, speaking of names being written on a piece of paper, love the prom queen, the winner, Celeste.
Yes.
Serving.
Yeah.
You better work, bitch. You bald
Yes.
bitch. You better work.
I
love
a
her.
shaved head moment.
Yes, and the people rubbing her head at the end on the dance floor. Get
Yeah.
it. I hope she had the best goddamn night of her life.
Yes.
And it only goes uphill from there.
I was gonna
bet
say,
she
I
killed
hope
it
it
in
wasn't
college
her best night. And
Yeah,
I hope she
that was just the
continues
beginning
to flourish.
of her ascent
Yeah.
into her true form. I want nothing but the best for Celeste.
Uh-huh.
Another thing to address, Miss Courtney K.
What? How the fuck did I forget that Kourtney Kardashian is in this movie?
It's a forgettable performance.
Kourtney.
Like, you don't need it. You don't need
No.
this work.
You don't need it. You have so much money.
You're rapidly approaching 45.
You couldn't ask Kylie for a loan if you needed money that badly.
She doesn't need them.
Like, Kourtney, I'd like to know the thought process here, and I'd really like to know how Addison Rae talked you into this shit.
I would like to know what the situation was. Were there teams talking to each other?
Yeah.
Was Addison like, I'm gonna do this movie and you should be in it?
And how much money, like, did Kourtney make? Because she was not in it for very long, but I have a feeling she was not a cheap ad, you know?
No. Right. What's going on, sis? Just because the show ended doesn't mean you need to be doing this. You're floundering. Where's the Kourtney I know and love?
Yes.
She's not hanging out with TikTokers who are literal teens. We love ya. Come on the pod. But also,
Maybe it's her and Scott's thing to hang out with teens, because he's been hanging out with Amelia Hamlin, and they're, like, dating.
they might be having like a crisis.
Are
Midlife
they?
crisis. I don't know.
Oh, you mean, okay, I thought you meant Scott and
Oh,
Amelia were
no.
having a crisis.
I don't know.
There's just so much to unpack with this movie.
Yeah. Also, we were talking about how, like, in the kissing booth, we were like, pick a fucking lane.
Yeah.
Like, this is clearly kids' jokes, lines that only kids would find funny or entertaining. But then you're talking about sex, and you're having them make out, and you're having them say fuck, and, like, swearing and stuff.
Make it make sense.
This movie was very similar, where it was, like, cheesy and funny. And also, it's Addison Rae. Like, she has a young audience.
She does, yeah.
Like, people our age, where it's, like, appropriate to kind of talk about sex or swear like that, or just talk about, like, more adult themes. We are not watching Addison. We don't follow her on TikTok. Like, this is not our scene. All the TikTok songs that were in this, like, that's just not catered for us. It's clearly catered towards young people. So why the fuck? It's just not needed. You talking about sex or swearing like that. It's just really inappropriate, actually. Like,
And
it's
then
really fucked up.
And then her making the, like, butt sex joke, too.
Yeah.
What?
It's not okay. And I get that, like, TikTok and the internet is so unregulated and kids are already being exposed to this stuff, which is problematic, but a thing like Netflix that actually has the power to, like, make sure the content that they're putting out is appropriate and, like, decent for these kids. Because there's going to be, like, 13-year-old kids being like, Mom, I want to watch this movie that Addison Rae's in.
And the mom's gonna be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally. But then they're going to be talking about sex in it like that. And it's just, I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable. And, like, there's no sex scenes, but there is a lot of, like, sexualizing of young people when the male lead takes off his shirt and, like, Jordan Van whatever. He was always shirtless. Like, I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way. And I think we need to stop.
Also, the fact that they're trying to portray the one guy who's always heard the like, rapper guy as being a high schooler.
Yeah. What is
That man looks like he's pushing 40. And again, no, that's not age shaming. That's just pointing out that he really does not look the demographic. And the fact that then this man is supposed to have like a successful rap career, but then he's like going back and like trying to win prom king. Mm-hmm. And when he's sitting with his friends and being like, always be recording. I don't know. I'm like, what are you trying to say here? Like, are you trying to poke fun at influencers then? But then you have an influencer in your movie?
Right. And it's like, oh, influencers are bad because all they care about is like followers and stuff. But then, it's literally like, but you can make money doing it. And I don't know. Who's the audience? What are you trying to say with this? And I don't think they're trying to say anything. I literally think they're trying to make $1. And they don't give a fuck who watches it. They just want whoever to watch it. And garbage. Because there are actually people out there who want to make content that means something to them and to others and that can actually like resonate with people. Also, the LYLAS, the lesbian representation in this, but where was the kiss scene? You can't just be like, oh, they're gay and then bow out. You know, we've seen it before, just like the random gay couple that we're throwing in. It's great, fine, thank you, but also whatever. Like, you don't get to pat yourself on the back for that. And you better not be.
Wait, I have a kill, fuck, marry.
Oh, great.
The Kissing Booth 3, Radio Rebel, and He's All That. Kind of our 3 garbagest movies of the pod.
I'm killing... Oh my god. I'm killing Radio Rebel just because I want to see it bleed. Slowly bleed out and die. I'm fucking He's All That because say what you will, but like the people in this are hot. I guess I'm marrying fucking Kissing Booth probably because it made the most money out of all of them.
You want that check?
Yeah.
Mine is the exact same.
Really? And Jacob is Jacob Elordi like part of the marriage?
I think he's the draw for me because at least with Radio Rebel fucking die. There's really no question. But like you said, at least with He's All That, like I do think the guy in here is hot, and like you said, like the people in here like are hot. I would rather watch this over Radio Rebel. However, Kissing Booth 3, I think because it's not redeemable in any way, but at least, I don't know, I hate it less than I hate this.
Lots of people hate their spouse.
Yeah.
So.
And there's always divorce.
Yeah. Oh, and I would divorce the shit out of Kissing Booth 3.
I'd take all of
I
money.
would take the kids. I would take the house.
The car.
I would take, the car.
The vacation home. The beach house.
The beach house, the car, the motorcycle that the Kissing Booth 3 really loved.
Yes.
That spent their life savings on. I would go to battle in court for that. And I would get a lot of satisfaction out of that, I think. So.
Also, I think just because of the fact that the Kissing Booth has Jacob Elordi in it is really like its redeeming quality, where these other 2 movies have no one. Or no one that like I care about.
Right.
Or Jacob, I do love you.
I
have nothing else to say. I'm over this shit.
We're gonna be
This
done.
movie is trash, and I mean, you guys already know. This, I think, is our lowest effort episode that we've ever had to date. It is what it is, people. You didn't come here for an analysis.
We hope you guys LYLAS this episode. We hope you know that we LYLAS you, and we will see you next week, Thursday. A new episode that we are unaware of what it's going to be yet. Michaela's going to go on her little vacay. I'm going to stay in her home with her children. And it's all just going to be such a goddamn vibe. And we hope that you girlies have as wonderful of a week as we are currently having while you're listening to this episode. Follow us on TikTok. We're the most active on there at Popcorn Chats Pod on TikTok. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can get an exclusive video-only pre-show if you are streaming this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or just on any other listening platform. You should also go onto our YouTube channel and watch the pre-show of this episode because it's cute, fun, and silly. Also, we do live reactions on there now. We have our Fear Street reactions we loved doing, and we also have have one where we react to Sweet Girl. That may be out, that may be not out. I don't know at this point. Netflix, get your shit together, release the rights. It's all in your hands. So that is all we have today. Stay safe, stay well, get vaccinated if you're not.
Fuck you.
I'm out of breath. Oh my God.
What?
Fuck you.
If you aren't vaccinated.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just saying that to everybody.
Oh, no.
Okay.
If you're not vaccinated, though, I mean that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, bye, girlies.
Bye.
LYLAS. This always feels like hanging up the phone. I feel so awkward.
I know. Beep.